So a couple weeks ago I did a review on Avengers Infinity War, and I mentioned that Spider-Man Homecoming is my very favorite MCU movie, and so I wanted to make a video about all the things that I like about it, namely the top 15 things that make Spider-Man Homecoming amazing! First of all, and many of the first points are about this, Tom Holland is definitely the best Spider-Man. He's amazing. I don't even feel like you can argue that he's not the best Spider-Man. But some points to go along with that. One, he's just an amazing actor and he pulls off the role really well. Two, he's British, but he has an amazing American accent. And it's even specific to the part of New York that Peter Parker is actually from. Also, Tom Holland is pretty young. He's the youngest actor to play one of the Avengers, but also on top of that, he looks young for his age, and so it looks like he could actually be a teenager, which is good because Spider-Man's a teenager, instead of it feeling like there's a 30-year-old who just happens to be in high school. Also, to top it all off, I think it is great that Tom Holland went back to high school, to an American high school, so he could know what it was like. That is real commitment there. And also, it's not just about looking young for your age, kind of like me, but when he acts, he feels like a teenager too. There's so many little things that really makes his character and he pulls off, like the fact that he's recording himself and looking on YouTube, distracting himself in school and making movie quotes and thinking that he's more responsible than he is. That all puts it together and makes him really feel like a teenager. On top of that, since Spider-Man is a teenager, it's cool that in this movie, Spider-Man isn't perfect. It's not like he's one person when he's Peter Parker and then suddenly he's this perfect superhero. He's still learning the ropes, and I think that is a really cool aspect that they added to this film. I also really like Ned in this movie. His character is just awesome, and I love that there's just a friend who's with Spider-Man, with Peter Parker the entire time and knows what's going on. And also it's just great when he finds out and he wants to tell everyone, but Peter Parker is like, no, we can't. I just really like Ned's character, and that's something that we've not seen in the other Spider-Man movies before. And on top of that, it makes it feel more like it's a movie about teenagers. Plus, I really like it how he has the chance to be the guy in the chair. It's really cool, and I like the teamwork that they're able to put into that. Speaking of Peter Parker's friends, I really like Zendaya as Michelle, or MJ. Just all of her comments are great, she is hilarious, and I love her character. It's really interesting and a character we've never really seen before. But I just love it. I remember the second time seeing it, all the little comments were hilarious, but also there was a new meaning after you know that she's MJ, or that she's probably gonna be Spider-Man's love interest in the next film. And going along with that, the fact that Michelle is MJ. I like how in this film they knew how to use just the right amount of information to tease something, like the fact that Michelle, her nickname can be MJ, but she's not really Mary Jane, but that's kind of teasing, that's specifically teasing the audience, telling us, oh, we know who she's gonna be now, she's probably gonna be Peter Parker's love interest. But to that extent, it's still completely its own, because Michelle is not Mary Jane. I just love how they found that little sweet spot to tease a few things, but the film is completely its own. It is not a remake of the other Spider-Man films. So in all, a lot of this stuff makes it feel like the whole movie is high school. I mean, I'm 21, so it's been 3 years, wow. 3 years since I've graduated high school. But to me that doesn't feel like that long ago. I mean, any of you teenagers probably think I'm an old fart or something. I just feel like since high school was recent for me, I feel that connection, and I feel like it was so good. It was just a good representation of high school, which we don't and we haven't really ever seen in an Avengers or even just a superhero film. At least at this blockbuster level. But just all of the high school jokes, all those jokes are so funny, it's so awkward, I love it. I love the random part where they're standing in front of the chess club and the only thing the chess kid can think of to say is chess! It's just everything, all of those little things. It makes me just want to rewatch the film. And also to go with that high school feel, it's also how the film feels. It doesn't feel as much like a superhero movie as it is a movie about a teenager who happens to be a superhero. The film is more about Peter trying to prove himself, something that might be a common struggle among teenagers, and less about just fighting the bad guy. It just so happens that since Peter Parker is Spider-Man, he's a superhero, that beating the bad guy is how he's trying to prove himself. Also, slightly away from all of the high school related stuff that I loved about the film, I love the villain Vulture. He has an interesting point of view and opinion on everything that's going on. And it makes me wonder, how different is he really than Tony Stark before the events of Iron Man? Not that much, just the fact that he's actually selling weapons illegally. I just like how his character and his like villainous acts are more relatable to real life. Okay, and lastly, the huge plot twist that Vulture is Liz's dad. I mean, I kind of felt like I should have seen that coming, but I did not see it coming. I don't think, like, hardly anyone saw it coming. And that silence in the theater, that first time you see it, and just, like, the music cuts, and it's just like, it's shocking, and it was amazing. And being surprised in a film is great, because a lot of times you kind of see things coming, but that one I did not, and I loved it. It was so good. And then the tension after that was just played so well, and I thought it was amazing. Okay, well, these were just my top 15 things that I really like about the movie. I love that movie. I kind of mentioned it in this video, but back in my Infinity War review video, I talked about how I just wanted to watch this movie again after seeing it, and that's one way that you can gauge a really great movie, for me personally, is if it's just so good that after seeing it, I want to immediately go back and see it again. And that is really how I felt about this movie. I loved it. It was amazing. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you really like Spider-Man Homecoming 2. If so, tell me what you love about it downstairs, especially if I didn't downstairs in the comments. Oh gosh. If you do, tell me your favorite thing about it down in the comments. If not, tell me what your favorite MCU movie is. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which you can do right here. Make sure you check out some of my other videos. Up here, you can check out my Infinity War review. And down here is a playlist for all of the videos I make that I talk about movies. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Monday.